I'm going to be telling you what PTSD is, how it affects veterans specifically, and what you all can do to help. So let's start off with what PTSD is. PTSD is an acronym standing for post-traumatic stress disorder. You acquire it after experiencing or witnessing a traumatic event. The post standing for after, and the traumatic stand for horrifying. So it's after a horrific event, you can get. Oh, I'm going way too full. I was trying to push the laser. So some of the symptoms include a whole category list of them. The first category of symptoms is intrusive memories. Essentially, it's you start reliving the event in your mind, mostly in the form of flashbacks. You can also start getting nightmares, making it harder for you to sleep. And you can have really, really bad emotional reactions to anything that reminds you of the event. Which can lead to avoidance. You start avoiding places, activities, and even people that somehow remind you of the event. The next list is you start having negative changes in thinking and mood. You can start feeling a hopelessness, negative thoughts about yourself and others. You can start having memory problems even about the event or what actually occurred. You can have trouble maintaining your relationships and even get a depression from it. You also get changes in physical and emotional reactions. Start getting easily startled. Start having a self-destructive behavior. Trouble sleeping, concentrating, be very irritable, and even have overwhelming guilt and shame about what happened. Now, how can it affect veterans specifically? Well, one of the biggest ways is that PTSD can cause depression, and if left untreated, can lead to a suicide. See, 1 in 3 veterans who come home suffer from PTSD, and although veterans make up 8% of the adult population, they make up 14% of the nation's suicides. Which not only is shocking, but through my research, I've even found that especially in Kentucky, that suicide rate among veterans is actually 34% higher than the national average. Which it really begs the question as to how this is. How is it that specifically in Kentucky it's actually higher than the national average? Now, another way that it also affects veterans is that there have been multiple cases of veterans with PTSD leading to murder. One example that should be well known because it's in a book and a movie is how many of you have heard of Navy SEAL Chris Kyle? Well, for those of you who don't know, Chris Kyle was considered to be the deadliest sniper in military history, and he was killed at a firing range by a Marine that he was trying to help who had a PTSD. So it can all lead to horrific things. But what can you do specifically to help out? Well, there are multiple ways. You can volunteer at the local VA centers. They have one down in Lexington, and they even have one down in Louisville. You can donate to various programs that help veterans with PTSD, such as the Wounded Warrior Project. And finally, one of the best, simplest ways is to just use the 2 ears on the side of your head God gave you and listen and understand them. A lot of veterans, with PTSD, they simply need somebody to listen and understand. So in conclusion, I've given you the facts, how on what PTSD, the symptoms are, and how it affects veterans. Now I challenge you all after this speech, go out, talk, especially since it's a Veterans Day, it's going to be celebrated nationwide. So go out and talk to a veteran. I don't know a veteran. Look at Michael and say thank you for your service. Oh, don't feel like talking to somebody? Well, this is 2018. I guarantee everybody here has a phone or some form of device capable of widespread communication. You simply go on a book face, a chat snap or tweeter, and just figure it out from there. It was supposed to be a joke, but nobody laughed. Go out and simply talk to a veteran and let them know that somebody out there cares for them. See, they went and fought overseas, but when they came back home, for some of them, the war never ended. The war stayed in here. They're constantly fighting that war. And simply you showing that you care, simply you being able to understand can mean the difference on whether they win that war or not. Thank you.